they wouldn't even be thinking about uh, Charlie Kirk still. He wouldn't even be relevant if it wasn't for Candace right now. Right now, we would have gotten over it. If nobody was fighting, if nobody was calling out the lies, we would have been over this. It's been 3 months, y'all. Candace has been literally keeping his legacy alive. Like literally. She's keeping his legacy alive by having these conversations and doing the investigation and having these episodes. So she's the reason. Do you think, let's say Candace never did this and this thing just simmered down like normal. Do you think today, December 10th, Erika Kirk will be doing interviews with people? Nobody wouldn't care. Nobody wouldn't even care. Only thing they want to talk to her about is what Candace Owens is saying. That's the only relevance that she's having right now, unfortunately. And I'm not disrespecting her. She was Charlie Kirk's wife. Much respect, but I'm just saying the fact that they want to interview her, the only reason they want to interview her is because they are looking like, so what do you think? Okay, everybody, welcome to John E. America. You see the thumbnail, you see what we're about to talk about. We got to get right into it. So Tucker Carlson just said that he doesn't trust the FBI's investigation into the Charlie Kirk assassination. But before we can even get to Tucker's bombshell, we got to talk about Erika Kirk and her comments about conspiracy theorists. We're going to talk about this clip on Candace where she shows Erika Kirk on Fox earlier today, and she had some pretty strong words. I mean, she took some good jabs at the conspiracy theorists.
He has not yet been buried. That's what they're saying. They say they have proof of that. And at first, Harris Faulkner is asking about that claim. Take a listen.
Talk to me about this part of the conspiracies that are out there, this disturbing part that people are trying to guess where Charlie is.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing? Everything was public. We will be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world to see, and it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband...
I'm going to just say, since she's trying to get me in my feelings, I now have nothing against her at all. I don't know her. I've never said, and I've never even repeated anybody saying that she has something to do with it. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. So, but since she's trying to pull on my heartstrings to get me to make this thing where she's saying, can I just have one thing? Normally I would be like, yeah, she deserves that. But because of this situation and the lack of answers on everything else, as if I'm being honest, I don't feel the pull. I don't feel the pull that she's trying to give me. This whole thing, I don't know. I don't feel it.
Laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying
and I
my
agree
husband's
with that
grave while
part.
my daughter is sitting there praying. One thing, this is my husband. Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that, but this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing.
The whole thing about this for me, the way she's talking, her demeanor, her bravado, like she's giving some obvious signs that make me think it was a performance. The obvious signs make you think like, yeah, you go, Erika. You tell them. You know what I mean? To the Candace Owens detractors and haters, they like, yeah, see, yeah, that's what she needed. You tell her, Erika, because she's looking, she looks tough, she looks strong, all the things that a business woman would need to look like, strong and tough, and she's da 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 da. But I don't think this is really her. You know what I mean? I think this is trained up, coached up her. I don't think this is really her. If you know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to take a shot at her. I just don't think this is who she is. But maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe she is like a ruthless career woman, just get it done type. Because that's what you got to be. You got to be that way. You ain't gonna make it in business if you just nice to everybody. No, you got to be kind of hard. You got to go hard.
That is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my babies, and to my parents. One thing.
Okay, so on its face, I actually agree with that. I think that when people are being buried and where they're being buried and how their funerals are done, that is very private matter. Okay, so objectively, I agree with what she's saying. Okay, but subjectively, because we are dealing with the subject of Erika Kirk and what transpired immediately following Charlie's assassination, this is going to be read as Meghan Markle syndrome. Okay, Meghan Markle syndrome, where you want privacy when you want it, but you want publicity whenever you want it, and that just doesn't work, okay? It doesn't work that way. I honestly think it was said best.
You know, I got to be honest. Like the softness, just the being kind and having empathy and all that. And I'm not saying it's missing from Candace, but she's focused on her mission with less empathy than probably you or me. But you know, I almost felt, for Erika Kirk, like, oh, okay, whatever you want, baby. But the truth is, you can't come out and milk this, when you want to milk, when you want to, you kind of use the mommy energy, to protect you, but then go back upon, I'm a CEO today, and now I'm a mommy, I'm a widow. I'm a CEO, I'm a strong, and then I'm a widow again. Like, you can't kind of go back and forth with those emotions and use them to your advantage. Use them to your advantage. Those questions, some of these questions, it's hard for you to answer both because you are the wife and the CEO. I get that that could be challenging to answer both. But like some say, maybe you should have had an interim CEO to take all the darts, take all the shots, especially if y'all wasn't on up and up on things. And it was all of this, you knew that Candace could possibly, I don't know. But I think that you should have maybe put an interim person in there. Then you can chill out, because the questions you get as the CEO might hurt as a widow. And we don't, that's a 501c3 company. It's a tax-free company. It's taking donations. They have a responsibility to be honest with us. So, yet her not being able to be honest, or having the ability to go back and forth from the emotions to the sternness or whatever of it. You don't know how to deal with a person like that. That's why I don't like dealing with certain people at work, because one minute you're like, oh, I'm a girl, help me. Got the Puss in Boots eyes, like, beep, beep, beep. And then the next minute you're like, I'm a strong woman, I don't need no help. You're like, whoa. I'm like, okay, I thought you needed help. Like, that's how it can be. So that's what she's doing. And it's not fair. She's kind of taking advantage of the public's perception. And to be honest with you, as far as Candace, to them, this was a good little jab that she threw. This was a good one, because this is going to rock a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, Candace needs to stop. She said she'd stop. She said she'd stop. But this isn't Erika asking her to stop, which is weird. Because, like, why are you not just, if you got a problem with it, just ask her to stop. Text her, call her, ask her to stop, send her an email. Candace will put the email up and be like, okay, she asked me to stop. I said I would stop if she said it. But she's not saying that. That to me is weird. But let's keep watching this episode.
By Bethany Frankel, not related to this situation. Bethany Frankel is on Real Housewives, a show, a reality show. And she was referring to one of the housewives who lived her life very publicly, showcased her marriage, was buying tons of Louis Vuitton bags, and they had tons of money. And then when their relationship soured, the housewife basically asked the public for privacy. And Bethany was like, no, this isn't how it works. Like, we were riding with you on the way up, we're riding with you on the way out. You don't get to, like, pick and choose when you want privacy and when you don't want privacy. And subjectively, as it, in the matter of Erika Kirk, this is the same person who had somebody record her over Charlie Kirk's casket. That was not our business, truly. And I can say that decision was made by her. And there is, some credence to the claim that everybody grieves differently. I wouldn't even record myself over a casket ever, okay? Some people maybe perhaps want to have that memory. But the decision to publish that, you crying over your husband's casket, and to publish his dead body on Instagram, was a decision that was made by Erika. And we can watch that. Take a look.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I know.
I'm gonna just say that this is hella creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gotta admit that. And you try to give her, give people their space. I shouldn't even call it creepy, but it's not the normal thing. I don't like seeing stuff like that. I don't even like don't take a picture in the hospital. Like, I don't even like none of that, because I just think those images could hold some power, could hold some energy, and next thing you know, you're like in the hospital again, or what? Like, don't take, like she said, I don't want to take no picture. That's weird. And by the way, those hands look fake, but I'm not saying they are, because they clearly are made up to look like his hands after some days, but they do look fake.
I love you so much. I love you.
Bro, why do you want this recorded and released? Like, that's crazy. I think people are maybe telling her what to do. Do this, do that, do this, do that. She might have a handler that's telling her everything what to do, because she's doing some stuff that's weird. That only a out of touch handler would be telling you what to do. Like, this is some weird stuff. Like 3 days after you was assassinated, head almost blown off your body. You're lucky your bones was made of steel. You 3 days later, after that happened to your husband, you're posting "Go Chicago Bears" or whatever that was. As a Lions fan, that really sucked. that really sucked as a Lions fan. No, but yeah, that's gross. Anyway, let's finish this.
That is an incredibly personal and an incredibly intimate moment that you invited the public into. Okay, there was no reason to do that outside of wanting to share something that was very private with the public. And now you fast forward 3 months removed, and it's why does the public want to know where he's buried? It doesn't work like that. You have to make a decision. I want this always to be private, or I want this always to be public. That's my personal feedback there. Later on in this same interview, she launches into a strong defense of Turning Point USA employees who have, just as a matter of fact, told many lies, many inconsistencies. These are verifiable. So they are currently lying to the public, or they have lied to the public, but she is going to deliver quite an impassioned defense regarding these particular individuals and the organization as a whole. And I want you to hear her passion. Take a listen.
What are they taking from you right now?
Nothing. But I will tell you what they are doing. It reminds me so much of chapter 6 in the book of Nehemiah. He is building a wall, and the townspeople are at the base of that hill saying, Nehemiah, calling him all these names, saying all these things, come on down. Every single time he had the same message 4 times in a row. I cannot come down. I am busy building. That is how I feel. I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the handpicked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought these people are human. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that.
I don't know. It's something about it. I've tried to avoid saying anything. I don't want to point any blame on her. I've heard a lot of rumors and stuff, but like, this feels fake. It just feels like rehearsed, trained, timely. Like, all this stuff is kind of crazy.
Same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want. Go down that rabbit hole.
And this is the reason for this coming up right here. This is the reason.
But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode,
I'm gonna let Candace defend herself on that, but she got a very good response coming up.
After the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
I'm sorry, but that whole thing right there is frustrating. And I'm going to explain to you why I just do not accept any of that. First and foremost, the idea that she does not have time. Okay, she definitely has time, okay? She's done Hannity, she's done The Five, she's done Fox and Friends, she's done Outnumbered, she's done Megyn Kelly Live, she sat down with the New York Times. She made time, by the way, in case you don't remember, to fly to DC for Sergio Gore to be sworn into the ambassador to India, as the ambassador to India, which feels kind of obscure and not necessarily related to Turning Point USA affairs, building affairs, or whatever it is. But sure, that's fine. I mean, obviously, you're also allowed to be a person if that's the homie and that's what you want to do, sure. But we are indeed speaking about a coast-to-coast flight to stand up next to somebody and basically say, Charlie loved you. That was like the, whatever, 15-second speech that she gave, right? Here's actually, we have a clip of that speech that she gave.
Well, he was also very good friends with a guy named Charlie. We just knew him as Charlie, and his wife, who we love so much, is here with us. And maybe, you know how close they were together. Maybe, Erika, you could say a couple of words, please.
I'm honored to, sir. Charlie loved you. It's hard not to get emotional because I know that he would have been the first phone call when he found out that you were going to be taking this position. And the way that I was able to witness the two of you work together for years and to champion and support the president was absolutely humbling to witness, and I am so proud of you. And Charlie is going to be with you every single day in spirit, and I will be praying for you every day because I know that this is just the beginning of an incredible opportunity for you. And sir, thank you for allowing Sergio to have this beautiful moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Charlie.
That's just an ambassador to India swear.
I just want to say, like, clearly, the establishment is using Erika Kirk to shut down the questions. That's what they're doing. And I noticed it the other day when they did that. Think about this. Do y'all remember when they did that video reply where the caller called in and had the questions like, I don't understand why y'all wouldn't just do it have the meeting with Candace virtually and blah, blah, blah. She said, I'm so heartbroken and blah, blah, blah. Remember that? And Blake Neff and Andrew Kovic was right there. And Kovic was remote. Well, in that, Blake Neff said a couple times, he was like, you know, this is all authorized in the like, it was almost like the orders of Erika Kirk that they get in front of these rumors and have these questions and have Candace come live and blah, 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 blah. You know, this is all her idea. And when he said that, I immediately felt like, oh, they're trying to use her and the sympathy that she will garner, you know, to shut down Candace. To be honest, me and my wife was talking, and she said they wouldn't even be thinking about Charlie Kirk still. He wouldn't even be relevant if it wasn't for Candace right now. Right now, we would have gotten over it. If nobody was fighting, if nobody was calling out the lies, we would have been over this. It's been 3 months, y'all. Candace has been literally keeping his legacy alive. Like, literally. She's keeping his legacy alive by having these conversations and doing the investigation and having these episodes. So she's the reason. Do you think, let's say Candace never did this and this thing just simmered down like normal. Do you think today, December 10th, Erika Kirk will be doing interviews with people? Nobody wouldn't care. Nobody wouldn't even care. Only thing they want to talk to her about is what Candace Owens is saying. That's the only relevance that she's having right now, unfortunately. And I'm not disrespecting her. She was Charlie Kirk's wife. Much respect. But I'm just saying the fact that they want to interview her, the only reason they want to interview her is because they are looking like, so what do you think? Like, they're saying this bullet killed your husband, but clearly it didn't. So what are you thinking? Everybody want to know. Candace is rocking for your husband. Are you rocking for your husband? Like, or are you rocking for the team of obvious liars? Obvious liars. Like, everybody wants to know that. Everybody wants to know. So she gets on there, and again, the only reason she's relevant right now is because Candace is doing this investigation and finding lies on top of lies. I hear the count is up to 20 lies that Turning Point USA has done. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's a lot of lies that has been debunked. somebody in my comments, oh, she has no receipts. She has proven 20 things that they have lied about. And they have no receipts. None of them, they're the ones who need to be producing the receipts. Like, hello? Everybody always want her to come with the receipts, but she's the one trying to figure out what happened. She's not saying she know what happened. She's trying to figure it out. So when you're trying to figure out what's happening, you're going to be turning over every stone. You're going to be looking everywhere because you're trying to figure it out. She don't know. The people who do know, however, like, their receipt is Tyler Robinson. That's their receipt. And you guys are like, sounds good to me. Like, we can't continue to be like this. You have to be like, no, that doesn't make sense. Just be honest. It doesn't make sense. If you know, what is it? Falsibus in uno is falsibus in omnibus. Like, if you are, that's like a Greek saying that they say. It used to be in the courts and stuff. Falsibus in uno is falsibus in omnibus, something like that. But that means if you're caught in one lie, we no longer believe you in these other ones. All these other, we find out you're lying about the type of gun, the type of weapon that was used, I don't care nothing else what you say after that. Like, everything else, I'm like, okay, this is lies. Especially when everything you say after that is more ridiculous. It just gets more ridiculous. Somebody posted on here, on Candace's show, one of their comments. It was the greatest comment. It says, so we're supposed to believe Charlie's neck was made of steel, but the Twin Towers were made of neck bones. Got it. Like, that's like the best comment. The best. We just supposed to believe all these stupid lies, y'all. Come on. How many times we going to keep falling for this stuff? Like, we can't continue. It's going to get worse and worse for us. I found out today, some of these companies are, it blew my mind. We were just going, and I was like, yeah, how much is Amazon worth? It's in the trillions, like 2 point something trillion. I'm like, dang, trillion? These people in the trillions of dollars? We are cooked if we don't wake up soon. We do not have enough. We do not have enough to influence anything. Our only influence is our ability to vote right now. And that is going to be changing very soon. Voting, whatever I say, whatever it is, before they say I'm inciting anything ever, if they ever try to say that about me, I'm telling you what I'm inciting. I'm inciting for people to vote like write-in names in your county, your state, your governor, your vote write-in names. These people that are in there got to go. All of them. I don't care if it's the ones you like. They all got to go. You have to start fresh with people that ain't gonna like go for the BS. And don't nobody when they get in, I mean, it's like, man, you hope that corruption would just go away. You have to set things in place. Like the founding fathers originally set this country up, and they had so much foresight in how they set it up, but they didn't plan for this part. Although they did, but they didn't. Because now it's like they're ignoring certain parts of the Constitution that would be protecting from what will put our elected officials in these situations where they're taking money and taking donations and taking trips and taking bribes and things like that, allegedly. Like, we can't be in these situations. Let me just tell you, and I don't like that they're trying to weaponize her as a widow. That's the other part. It's like, that's not fair. Don't try to weaponize her and put her up there and be like, cry, get serious, look upset. Nobody wants a woman to be upset or crying. Nobody definitely in this country don't want a white woman to be crying. When they talk about white girl tears, that is a real phenomenon. That's something real. White girl tears will stop traffic and be like, what's wrong with that white girl? Like, no. So the country is going to lean towards Erika automatically. And I'm going to tell y'all, Kansas supporters, get ready, because you about to have a fight. These people are going to be running with this. Like, oh, you see what she said? Candace said she'd stop. It's going to be a whole crazy thing. But I'm going to let Candace finish cooking.
ceremony. Again, if that's your friend, you want to be there, that makes sense.
And just so you know, we still got to get to the Tucker Carlson after this, and you're gonna love what he says here. It's a lot of mind-blowing information coming up. Subscribe to the channel.
A person, and she can decide what she wants to do there. But the point that I'm making is that's a coastal flight that she made to be there to watch a paper get signed. She has also made time for an upcoming CBS News town hall sit down with Bari Weiss, which was filmed today. So Erika Kirk has time. She has time. It is just what she means to say, not her priority, which is you are allowed to prioritize things in your own life. But this is not a matter of time constraint. It is not her priority to respond to the majority, actually. The majority of people think of this as BS. The majority of people think Turning Point is acting suspicious. And she does not feel that it is what she wants to.
I'm going to say this because Candace knows, and this is going to be coming up in a second. She knows some of the questions that were asked to Erika Kirk on the CBS special that's coming out upcoming Saturday. Today is Wednesday. And this is coming out Saturday. She knows some of the questions and some of Erika Kirk's responses because somebody allegedly was there and leaked the questions to her. So she reads them in a minute here. So just stand by. But I'm going to tell you what I think about it because I think Candace is in a very she's in a very vulnerable position right now. Because this is going to sound silly. This is going to sound silly to y'all. But there was a rap battle that was going on a couple years ago between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And if you know me, we can have this battle. I'm a Drake fan. Drake is my guy. Like, Drake is success music. Kendrick is kind of struggle music. And I don't believe in focusing on the struggle. So I believe in success. So anyway. But Drake laid some bait out there for Kendrick and told him, like, had somebody say that Drake had a daughter and all this stuff. Like, he wasn't barely taking care of his daughter and all this stuff. So, and I think Kendrick Lamar teams bought this information from this girl, but Drake sent her to do that to set him up. And then Kendrick made a song about it, like it was this big reveal, like, I got you. It's I'm talking about your daughter that nobody knew about, right? And then Drake was like, we set you up. We knew you would do that. We knew you would take the first little bit of information and run without doing any research, without doing this and that, and da-da-da-da. So that being said, as Candace takes these tips and this information from people, and this guy, this military guy, I commented in her comments today that, like, just be careful. You know, you want to say you're going to help this guy be on the podcast and stuff like that. You don't know who this guy is. You know, it could be the smallest little bit of poison and you be sick and you be gone 30 days later of pneumonia. You know how that go. She'll be gone 30 days from now after having a meeting with this guy that she don't really know. So she has to be careful. That's why I say y'all got to pray for her, that God give her guidance and lead her to continue on the mission. But yeah, she's in a vulnerable position. Like, she's got to meet with people. She's got to take this tip from somebody saying this is what she says at the thing. Now, what if CBS might cut that part out? You know what I mean? Or it might never have been. What if it wasn't even in the thing? What if somebody lied to her? That's the thing. She's subject to people lying to her, and that's a dangerous position. That's why there needs to be more help for her. She don't need to be the only one doing this. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I hope Tucker just starts diving into this, and we're going to get to Tucker in a minute. But I hope Tucker starts diving into this and being a help, because it's not fair that she's doing this virtually by herself. Big names are not touching it. Even the smaller names are just responding to it and not digging that much into it. You know what I mean? So everybody's kind of following her lead. And I don't think that, I don't know. Just pray for her. So, all right. And the whole thing is about, when you talk about Erika, like, this mouse wants to stay on this computer. The whole thing about Erika is, like, Like, you should want answers too. Like, why would you not want answers too? Like, this is crazy. I don't know. But so coming up next, now we're going to talk about Tucker Carlson, and he was on the Theo Von show, Theo Von podcast, and he backs up a lot of Candace's claims and says that they are factually true. Let's get into it.
What is one of the things about the Charlie Kirk assassination that rubs you the wrongest, do you feel like?
About the investigation into it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole thing with the kid and the images, and then they see him at like a Dairy Queen. Some of the, it's just like, it's all so confusing, you can't decide what to believe. But also the fact that it doesn't feel like there's any presentation from the FBI or something about reality. So it feels like it's just, it's internet sleuths filling in all the pieces. What do you think?
I've called directly to say that, just as an American, as a friend of Charlie's who is interested in seeing justice and is interested in preserving our system beyond this year. Like, if you want the system to continue, you have to satisfy people that the system is real. And if they're convinced that it's not real, at some point they'll overthrow it. That's just going to happen.
I mean, Tucker, to me, I know people don't like Tucker. Again, I like people that are like honest and not so much given to care about what you think about their words. And they're honest, and they sometimes can be a-holes, but they're just honest people. You know what I mean? And Tucker just comes off as genuine and honest. Weird, quirky, but genuine and honest. Like, when he was back on Fox, I used to watch him. I just always felt like this guy's like genuine. He reminded me of a buddy of mine, but a liberal buddy of mine. But here we go. Let's finish with him. But let's go to this point that he just made about you got to make us believe. That's what worked in the 60s and the 50s. That's what people were okay with the American dream. That's what people wanted, the American dream, and fought for the American dream, because it was something that people wanted. Now you can't do what you're doing and think that this is going to last. So either you know it's not going to last and you're just trying to gather up all that you can for you and yours, or you're just goofy. Like, and it's probably the first one. But let's finish with Tucker.
Okay. Oh, but Mamdani. Yeah. How do you think we got Mamdani? And you think Mamdani's radical? The dude went to Bowdoin. It could be a lot more radical than that. And we're going to get that.
They have a good sailing team there.
Do they?
Yeah.
At Bowdoin?
I thought it was Bowdoin, but it's not.
No, it's Bowdoin. Known really for sodomy, but also sailing. I didn't know that, huh? Enthusiastic. Actually, I think they've got one of the top-rated varsity sodomy teams in the country.
Hard to starboard.
Zen users. But anyway, here's what I am concerned about. A lot of things. One, he acted alone. Tell me how that worked. I don't, none of us really act alone.
It's hard to go anywhere by yourself, too.
Well, thank you. Exactly. You acted totally alone. Okay. You're going to have to prove that. It's totally possible. Anything is possible. Weird things have happened. We'll continue to. But that's not my default assumption, and it shouldn't be yours. And their default assumption was we acted alone. Really? Why do you think that? What about life suggests that people typically act alone? When was the last time you acted alone in anything? I don't go, right? So A. B, we know that people had foreknowledge of this because they posted about it on X and said Charlie Kirk is going to be killed on this date, and he was.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
But were they just guessing? Was it a guessing thing where every day they posted that?
Maybe. Have those people been interviewed? Have they been hauled into FBI HQ and had a long conversation with how they knew that? Like, let's get really specific. Why did you post that? Who have you talked to? Like, if I were doing this investigation.
I mean, wouldn't those be, I'm telling you this. Candace says it's true. If Tucker's saying this is true, I'm sorry. He has done the research. He don't ever want to make himself look stupid. He's not going to say something that's just not true. So if these people posted before he even died that this is the day he's going to die on X, what are we doing? And he's just like, why would you not question them? Why would you not? Like, what reason would you not question? Nah, I think I'm good. I don't need to question that. That ain't no big deal. Whoever posted that. And that, like, are you just, this person got telepathy or something? Like, you post that? It's crazy.
Because I spent my whole life doing non-criminal investigations called journalism. Like, what do we know is true? How do we find out? Call everybody. Be open-minded. It's like it's the same process. If I was doing this investigation, they would be at the very top of the list. We know, because we've got public postings on Twitter, that people know, just like on 9/11, we know people bet against American Airlines and the banks that were in the World Trade Centers. They shorted those stocks. Those people clearly had foreknowledge of 9/11. Who were those people? We still don't know. So,
Ain't that crazy? You need to watch Tucker's 9/11 series. Ain't that crazy? The people knew before 9/11 that was going to happen, and they shorted stocks from the airlines and all this stuff. Like, come on. And we just accept it. Just take it. Just like insane.
there.
But so you're saying that just the fact that there could possibly be some foreknowledge should be
Well,
investigated?
there was foreknowledge because
Okay.
I saw the tweets. And so I saw at least two that said, everything's going to change when Charlie Kirk gets to the college in Utah.
Okay.
So those people, I'm not saying they're part of a conspiracy, but there's evidence that they had foreknowledge. Okay. So that's where you begin. And then I could go on. Like, tell me how this guy who seemed normal became a radical trans furry murderer. It's not enough to tell me, oh, trans. I'm not pro-trans, by the way.
Well, was that the guy or his boyfriend?
Well, exactly right. Tell me how this guy became so radicalized that he murdered a stranger. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I want an explanation for how it happened. Why wouldn't I?
I agree.
Oh, we can't talk about that because it'll prejudice the jury pool. Really, you've told the world that you have both a confession from him in his text to his boyfriend and the murder weapon with his fingerprints on it. I think you got a pretty solid case. So
Facts. I'm so sick of them with this lie. Again, make it 21 lies, because they lied and said, we don't want to say anything because we don't want to mess up the case. Bruh. Like, are you kidding me? That is the biggest crock of you-know-what. I'm trying not to cuss no more on my YouTube channel. But that is the biggest crock of you-know-what. That is ridiculous. The amount of lies, man. And we're just supposed to take it. And again, it's not about Charlie Kirk. It's not about Charlie Kirk. It is, but it ain't. Like, yeah, he's the subject of this. This is about future stuff. What's going to happen in the future? What are they going to be trying to pull on us in the future?
why is it so difficult to just explain? Dude, 9/11, the rubble was still smoldering whenever I was on television on 9/11. So I remember this very well. People are instantly appeared. This is Islamic radicalism. Here's where it comes from. We're going to invite this guy in from Columbia who's just written a book about it. And like the whole explanation was ready to go.
Yeah.
There's no even attempt, which is both good and bad, but there's no attempt to explain how this happened. Like that's the key question we all want to know. Yes, I know Charlie Kirk was murdered by gunshot. Got it. Saw it. Why? And they never want to tell you.
Yeah.
Was the kid on SSRI? Shut up. Oh, you're a Scientologist? And they immediately start name calling you. Oh, you're Candace Owens now? No.
Yeah, but if you're just a curious person who wants to know why your friend got killed.
Well, that's kind of what I am. That's what I am.
His Tucker's friend too.
It's a human person.
Well, that's what Candace is. So I have said from the beginning, if you don't like what Candace Owens is saying, why don't you call her and offer a more plausible explanation for what happened? Oh, she's bad. She's bad. Okay. I mean, I like her a lot. I don't think she's bad, but I love her actually. But let's just stipulate she's bad. But why wouldn't you do that?
Because I don't agree with some of the stuff that the rabbit hole she goes down, but I don't
even know.
But I like the fact that she likes to dig in the garden, you know? So it's like, I like the fact.
Call me crazy, but what rabbit holes? Like, what rabbit holes? I'll be like, dang, whatever. Now, if you call rabbit holes like her continuing to push like about Brigitte Macron's penis, that's kind of rabbit hole in a way. It's only rabbit hole because I don't care about it. Like, I cared enough to be like, what? That's crazy. That is insane. Probably talked about it to a few people. Like, did you know that? That's crazy. That she a man? Oh my God. Just take it as fact, pretty much. And then, like, that's it. Like, now I don't care. Good journalism, Candace. You're a beast. But then I don't care. Same with the Blake Lively stuff. Like, wait, so what's going on? This, and that. And I'm like, oh. But then I don't care. Like, this, I like Charlie Kirk. He was cool. So this was like, dang. And hello, everybody. Everybody has a right to be trying to figure out this cannot continue. we need to figure out what happened, because this can never happen. Like, we are not in 1960s. Like, that's what we doing now. We assassinate people. We blowing people's heads off for what? For what? Because this didn't happen because of no difference of opinion or views of trans or anything. This is not what this happened for. No, too many things going on. This is not why this happened. So I don't know. But we need to be aware that something's going on. And I'm happy that Tucker finally got on to this. You know, he got onto it. He's calling out all the things that Candace Owens was talking about. He confirms that it's going to be the whole Egyptian aircraft thing following around Erika Kirk for over a year. Like, what? Why? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what is happening? Were they like training her or something? Like, everywhere she went, they were there, and then she'd have a little, I don't know, girly time where she was really getting trained or something. I don't know. Like, I don't want to cut no. I'm just saying, like, what was happening with that? But don't get mad at me for wondering, because you got me wondering. If you would answer the questions and tell us what really happened, we wouldn't be wondering. Conspiracies only come when people are hiding the truth. Like, there's some type of truth. Like, and that's at least where it's born from, because that person, whoever started the conspiracy, don't believe something you're saying. And will everybody always believe everything? Of course not. But at some point, you can't just be telling blatant lies that over 60% of the country don't believe. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Keep going.
She's curious, and that obviously if people weren't resonating with what she's doing, then nobody would be paying attention. But you know how many places I go, people will come up to me and be like, and I don't think they want to say something to me. They'll be like, I love Candace Owens.
Dude, did I tell you what happened to me in Oslo this summer?
Mm-mm.
I was with my family, salmon fishing.
White Oslo. Some people call it White Oslo as
It's
well.
not very white anymore.
It isn't?
Nope.
Ah, slow.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm in Oslo, and just for one night we were fishing, and we go to Oslo to fly out, and I'm walking down the street with one of my daughters, Tucker Carlson. I was like, shit, I'm going to get yelled at in Oslo. This guy runs up to me, Tucker Carlson, yes. You know Candace Owens? I was like, yeah. He goes, tell her I love her. And I texted Candace, I was like, that is fame when people come up to you just because of the reflected glory of someone you know.
Yeah.
So why do people like Candace so much? She's an amazing broadcaster, yes. Because
she dope. She dope. That's why they love her. You will always, people think that you're going to lose something. You're not going to lose when you're on the side of truth. You're not going to lose no fame. Just like Charlie was. Charlie was very successful because he was on the side of truth, and that's what he was pushing for. That's what he was pushing. You're going to be blessed like that. You're doing the right thing. You're going to be blessed. And you're helping a lot of people. You're going to be blessed. Those two keys. You're doing the right thing and you're helping people. Oh, yeah. You're going to be blessed. And that's the key. So the people that are afraid, people that are worried about, what they're going to eat tomorrow and all that, if they start being truthful, the Bible says take no thought. So it made me wonder, like, do you believe that God gave it to you? Because Lord giveth, Lord take it. Blessed be his name, right? Ain't that what the scriptures say? When Job went through his situation, like, what happened? What was it? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Remember they had to go in the fiery furnace because they said they wasn't going to bow to the king and eat the king's meat. Oh no, I think they was going to bow to a golden calf or something, some image, and eat the king's meat. And they said they wouldn't do it. So, and these were the king's helpers. They worked for the king. The king knew them. He didn't want to throw them in there, but he threw them in there. And then had them check. And when they checked, they said, I see four. And the fourth one looks like the Son of Man. So they was in there fine. They was standing in the fire. They were fine, but they had Jesus with them. You know what I mean? Just worry about that. I ain't got none to please but one. None to please but one. And that's the type of energy that I believe Candace got. She feels like I have none to please but one. And that's your Father that's in you and in heaven. And I ain't trying to take you to church. I'm just saying. That's who that is. Shoot. Daniel in the lion's den. Like, come on, let's go.
Sense in her, she might be wrong. Is she lying to me? Not on purpose. They sense the purity of her intent. That's the truth. And I can say, as someone who's dealt with government officials my whole life, I'm not vouching for everything Candace claims. I don't even know a lot of what she claims because I'm working on other stuff, and it makes me sad also. But the point is, do I trust Candace more than I trust your average DOJ official? Are you joking? It's not even close, dude.
Yeah.
It's not even close. It's not even close. We can all be wrong, but who do I trust to like try to tell the truth more? Candace or your average DOJ official? Opposite ends of the spectrum. I'll just say that.
Yeah. So it's
100
so crazy
to
that people
0.
who are trying to figure things out are getting ostracized, you know, whether they're right or wrong or something, at least they're trying to have some semblance of like curiosity, which is really just kind of
If the official story describing the murder of your friend doesn't make sense, and you find yourself yelling at a podcaster for coming up with other theories, you're barking in the wrong direction. Your anger should be focused on the people.
This is why I like Tucker. Man, that man makes some analogies. You're barking in the wrong direction. You mad at the podcaster? Like, what? Y'all people in my comments mad at me, mad at the podcaster, but you're not mad at the people who obviously are telling lies. Like that, you're good. I'm good with them, though. That's fine. Candace is crazy. Like, what world are we in? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Whose job it is legally, constitutionally, to get to the answer. And there's very little pressure on them, I notice. And a great deal of pressure on Candace Owens. And by the way, I've said this to a bunch of people, you know, off the record, you know, people I'm just talking to. It's like, you know, what Candace is saying is clearly causing a lot of turmoil. Is it true or not? I can't assess it. I'm not the FBI. I'm a freaking podcaster, but I do know how the system works, and it's really simple. The FBI has this case, and of course, the state of Utah. It's their job to not only find out what happened, but present it to the public in a way that restores some confidence that you can like have justice in this country. We have functioning law enforcement. I don't have confidence in that because there's a lot of evidence.
That's just think back, y'all. What he's saying is just so factual. Because think back like back during the Western movies and stuff like that, when there was somebody around town just doing the most. He around here terrorizing everybody. Like he is, you know, kicking little babies and raping and pillaging all throughout the land. And he's just doing all this crazy stuff, stealing stuff, robbing stuff, kill people, kill good old Junebug, all this crazy stuff. And when the sheriff get him and finally lock him up, or if they put a bounty on him and they will show the people, here he is. We caught him. We got him. He's dead, or whatever. Because that boosts the confidence in the sheriff department. And then next thing you know, when something happens, the sheriff forget him. You know what I mean? Everybody, that's what you want as law enforcement. You want people to have confidence in you. You want people to trust you and not be alarmed when you walk up to them. If they ain't doing nothing wrong, they shouldn't be alarmed. But people are, in this country, afraid of the police because of the BS. Afraid of the FBI because of the BS. Afraid of a lot of government entities because of so much BS from y'all. Like, and then you mad at us for telling you like, hey, this is like your best chance. Listen to the customer for 2 seconds. Just take your head out of your behind and listen to the customers for 2 seconds. We're telling you, you're getting out of hand. You're getting crazy with your power and your control. And eventually, like he said, like, what are you going to do when we don't ever trust you at all? Like, it's already bad. You think, what do you think will be 5 years and you just keep on this path? You think nobody's going to ever wake up? You're just going to keep killing people? Like, dang, that's the plan?
Don't have that. So restore confidence by being honest and telling a story that makes sense. So why, if they don't do that, and they haven't done that, they have not done that.
They have not.
How can you be mad at Candace Owens or anyone else for filling a vacuum that they left?
Yeah.
Well, Candace was bad. Okay.
Isn't that what I just said? Like, it's their fault. The reason why we're questioning it is because of them. And y'all mad at us for questioning them. Everybody should shut up. People that are questioning this government and the FBI and the narrative and everything else, like I said, it's bigger than Charlie Kirk. This isn't about Charlie Kirk. This is about making sure we're all good, including you that are fighting and in the way and slowing us down and making them believe that they can keep fooling people because the amount of you that are fooled. Instead of just listening, sitting down for once, shut your mouth. If you're scared, just be quiet. Let the people who are not fearful run with it.
No. The people with the authority are the ones responsible, and they're the ones who should be held responsible when there's a failure. Not some podcaster, not me, not you, not Candace, the people whose job it is. Talk about, and it's always that. It's always like, you say, well, I don't know why Israel's committing genocide, and God's like, shut up, Theo. It's like, shouldn't you be mad at Israel for committing the genocide? No.
Yeah, or why am I the one even asking about it, dude? I'm just a curious fucktard, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best, but fuck, dude.
So we're not where we used to be, or we used to pretend we were.
Where we all thought we were playing by the same rules.
Right, and the rules were, if you have a better argument than I have, then you win.
Yeah.
And may the best argument win. We're so far beyond that, and I think the murder of Charlie Kirk was the moment when we could just admit it to ourselves. This is a guy whose whole life revolved around the proposition, let's debate. And they didn't want to debate. Whoever they is, they murdered him. And to be specific, who killed Charlie Kirk? Well, I don't know is the short answer. But I when we do find out, if we ever do, that we will. But if we do, I think, again, we'll not be surprised. It's just all tentacles from the same octopus, and the octopus is evil. Right. It's not an ethnic group. It's not a country. It's evil. This is what evil is. What is evil? Evil is a commitment to deception and violence, period.
Deception and violence. Wow. A commitment to deception and violence. And that's true. That's what we had. You can see all the attempts at deception today was a crazy attempt at deception, trying to make you to play on your heartstrings, to try to get you to feel sorry and not continue to ask questions. Like, everybody should want to know the answer to the questions. The questions are apparent. This is apparent. Just like Candace said, man, this feels like COVID-19 all over again. It seems like that. And I said it in my comments. I said it a little bit the other day. Like, these are the same people. Like, this is when COVID happened. And then after it came out, like maybe like early this year or last year or whatever, and they was talking about like, well, turns out Dr. Fauci said the 6 feet thing was just something that he just made up. Dr. Fauci just made up the 6 foot thing. And many other things, by the way. But he admitted that he made the 6 foot thing up. And we were doing that. The whole country, we're sitting around here, walking around like we playing some stupid game of Duck, Duck, Goose or something around the table. And we standing up, put your mask on, sit back down to eat, take the mask off. Like, it was dumb. Like, that's what I was trying to tell people then. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, that is dumb. Like, don't, that's the thing. I'm telling y'all, this is how your inner being is going to warn you. If it's falsibus in uno, it's falsibus in omnibus. If it's one thing that's a little bit off, I guarantee you everything's off. And as soon as I see one thing off, I'm like, no, stop. Go back. Go back to that point where you just lied to me. What was that? Because I don't know now anything else you say after that, what this all is. What is the intention? What is the intention of the lie? Why did you just lie to me? And I don't know how some people be okay with it. Well, they lied, but like, they literally just lied to you. Do you not get it? Like, am I the only one that get it like that? You can't just lie to people and think that it's going to be okay and you can just keep doing it forever. Like, no, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to just keep doing the things that you're doing. Like, this is the internet age, and this boy is fast, quick, and what they say, the internet never loses. The internet will catch you up. It's shoot, man. So listen, what Tucker is saying is right, and I'm so glad he's finally on board. I am just so glad he's on board. I don't know what he was waiting for. I feel like he came at the right time, because Erika Kirk saying those comments, people going to be loving that. Like, see what she said, blah, blah. They're going to love that, Candace took a little blow, but she came right back with a counterpunch. Like, bip. She came right back with another one, because she wasn't playing. Like, and Tucker coming into the fight when it's everybody against Candace today it's the perfect time for him to come in here. And it's not about like a fight. And I hate this divisive ideal of it, because it's not what it is. It's not like all the people who believe that Tyler Robinson did it and that's the end of it, and that Candace is crazy and she's being very rude to Charlie Kirk's legacy by pointing out some lies coming from TPUSA. It's not that. And then versus the people who believe Candace. It's not them versus us. We're here. It's the people up here that are manipulating this, and they know what it is. Like, Candace don't know. What we all should know is that what they told us isn't true. And if what you told us was just true, or seemed true, or seemed possible, or seemed halfway actual, like it could happen, like in any type of way, then maybe we wouldn't even be questioning this. That was a bad story y'all came out with. It was bad. And again, once again, it's like, don't get mad at us. You told this stupid, silly story, and it don't make sense. And we're like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about? Who came up with that? Fire them. Fire whoever came up with the whole thing, the whole Tyler Robinson angle. Whoever thought that you can give distorted pictures in 2025. Like, we're like, wait, what is this little foggy picture? Like, what is that?
What it is. So it's too easy to be like, oh, it's Netanyahu or Smotrich or whatever. No, it's evil. It's existed from the beginning of time. It will exist until the end of time. And it has been the thing against which people have fought through all of history. It's evil. It manifests itself in a million different ways, but its hallmarks are always dishonesty and violence.
Yeah, it feels like we've been a bit afraid to stand up against evil. Does that make sense to you?
Of course it does.
John Rich was just talking about it on your podcast the other day, and I thought that was a really neat episode.
Wonderful.
And
Hey, this is a good opportunity for you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to subscribe. Turn your phone horizontally or vertically and hit the subscribe button. Whether you know it or not, it's free. You don't have to pay to subscribe. You just have to hit the button. There will be no charges coming to you, I promise. It's just subscribing, and it helps me out. And like the video as well, so that you can see the next video when it comes out. We'll continue here.
A lot about John Rich, and just like his clarity of thought, I thought was really neat.
We were on a hunting trip, and pheasant hunting trip 2 weeks ago when we did that. He can shoot too, which is nice.
Can he?
He can. He was bringing them down.
We had a lot of hits, I know.
But that guy, but we shouldn't be afraid of it, and we shouldn't be. So my struggle is against being shocked. Like, every time I learn something, I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe it. Like, this or that institution's corrupt, or this or that person is lying. And it's like, I'm acting like a child. Why would I be shocked? That's what this is. What did you think it was, dude? We live in a fallen world filled with dishonesty and violence. My job, all of our jobs, are to fight against those things.
Yeah, people always want to be in a war. People always like, man, I wish I had something that was like a challenge in the world. It's like, we are in a fight of good and evil.
We are.
And it's not to say that any of us are perfect, or that we don't all have mistakes or things that we wish we had done or not done. But overall, it does feel like this is like a video game of good versus evil. And you have to start to see that, like, you're a player in it. One thing
This is why you're...
Wow. That was powerful. So he's right. Like, there are so many young people, I just want to find my purpose in life. I just want to do something great. They feel a need to do something great. Ironically, at the time when you're supposed to be doing something great, and God has put something at your feet to do something great. But what always seems to happen is everybody takes the easy road. I thought you wanted to do something great. The great thing for you to do is not going to be the easy road, just so you know. The hard road is doing what Candace is doing, and doing what Tucker is sitting here doing, and doing what I'm doing. This is not the easy road. So that's why, support the channel. We're about to get out of here. I'm going to close this out, try to get some sleep, get this edited up. And I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, for watching the channel. Thanks for all the love in the last few days. I've been getting a ton of support, a ton of new subscribers. My subscriber count jumped tremendously, and I thank you all for that. And let's keep it going, keep pushing. You guys are lifting me up, and I feel it. Like, I literally feel you, and it makes me want to get on here and make a video and comment to you guys and talk to you guys, and hit me in the comments. I try to respond to comments, and we can talk about it. We can chop it up. You can tell me where you think I'm wrong. You can tell me what I'm even doing wrong on my show. This is new to me. I'm an electrician. I'm out working with my hands. I'm drilling holes and stuff like that, and building things. So this is all new to me. But I appreciate y'all for watching. It's fun. I like it. Keep watching. Subscribe. Send it to somebody else. and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next video. Peace.